We bought the house in October. It was a dream deal. A charming fixer-upper colonial with a wraparound porch, nestled on the edge of a small town. The only oddity was the basement door. It had a massive rusted padlock bolted to it, and the realtor casually waved it off. "Old owner's stuff," she said. He was paranoid about people snooping. Curiosity gnawed at me. The first few nights in the house were uneventful, until the noises started. At first it sounded like faint scratching, almost imperceptible, over the creaks and groans of the old house settling. By the third night, it became harder to ignore. A dragging sound like heavy furniture being moved below the floor. Probably raccoons, my husband Mark said, brushing it off. "We'll deal with it later." But I couldn't let it go. The noise grew louder, and then came the whispers. I'd be alone in the living room, and I'd hear them. Muffled voices murmuring just beyond the basement door. One night, as I pressed my ear to the wood, I could swear I heard my name. When I told Mark, he laughed. "You're just spooking yourself. It's an old house. Your imagination's running wild." But it wasn't my imagination. The next day, while Mark was at work, I decided to open the door. I found bolt cutters in the shed, dragged them inside, and snapped the lock. The padlock hit the ground with a metallic clang, and I hesitated. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase spiraling down into darkness. The air was heavy and cold, carrying a faint metallic tang. I hesitated, but the whispering, soft, urgent, drew me forward. I turned on my phone's flashlight and descended. The basement was empty, except for a single wooden chair in the center of the room. The chair had restraints attached to the arms and legs, and the floor beneath it was stained a deep rust-colored red. Before I could process what I was seeing, the basement door slammed shut above me. My flashlight flickered, and the whispers turned into guttural growls. I sprinted up the stairs, slamming into the door, pounding and screaming for Mark. The growls grew louder, accompanied by the sound of something heavy and wet dragging across the floor behind me. When Mark got home hours later, he found me sitting on the porch, trembling. "What the hell happened?" he asked, alarmed. I tried to explain, but the words stuck in my throat. Finally, I managed. "The basement. Don't go in there." His face paled. "Basement? What basement?" I stared at him. "The house doesn't have a basement."